What's going on and how are you? My name is Will Mead and welcome to the Shark Coast Tactical Podcast, episode 17. Today we have a very special guest. We are with the Royce Gracie.
Woo!
We also have Omar, the amazing Dean Carroll.
Always.
And Luke Andrews.
What up?
Just to start off, if you want to know how cool Royce Gracie is, we had to start late because of Florida traffic. And Mr. Gracie got to the podcast early, like a true professional. And instead of being a prima donna and leaving because we couldn't start on time, he stayed for an extra hour just so we could do this. Thank you so much.
I'm probably the only Brazilian there at some time. But by the way, it's a cool store. Who wants to leave?
I mean, yes, we think
like,
so.
Do you want to leave or you want to stay? I was like, I stay.
That's awesome.
Got all kind of toys in here, man.
We do have a lot of toys. Yeah, we do. I wanted to open with you are the history of the UFC. I've heard that before. And I wanted you to see if you could expand on that.
Actually, today, October 1st.
Yeah, it's your dad's birthday.
Might be my father, 111-year-old. So, yep, it's his birthday today.
That's incredible.
He's the man that started the whole thing. It's I tell people I'm a product of his work. So he's the one that made me who I am today.
And he was I didn't see a lot of pictures of him or like him in action. He was a smaller gentleman, right?
Yes, about 145.
145 pounds.
Something like that, yeah.
That's like Omar's size.
That's exactly how much I weigh.
Yeah. And he was fighting guys twice his size.
Wow.
Wow.
Fighting, like MMA, no rules, no time limit, no gloves.
And how do you pronounce his name?
Elio.
And did he kind of create the Gracie lifestyle? That word we hear, that it's almost like an adjective.
It was in between him and my Uncle Carlos.
Okay.
They're the ones that, I mean, those are the uncles too, but those two are the ones that stuck together and they're the ones that create pretty much. My father took over the jiu-jitsu part and Uncle Carlos became like the guru of the family. He worked on the Gracie diet and letters, numbers, names. We all have a little different names in Brazil because of Uncle Carlos.
What is the Gracie lifestyle? Like because the people that watch our podcast aren't probably UFC people.
What I tell people is when we say go beyond the mat is...
Exactly, yeah. What is beyond the mat?
You can be the best fighter in the world, or the best instructor in the world, but you're alcoholic. I don't drink, don't smoke. Things that I learned from my father. You got to serve as example outside the mat, not just on the mat as a fighter, as a teacher, as an instructor. So when we go beyond the mat, you don't want to put your daughter, your son to learn from a guy who is, I don't know, is into weed and smoking drugs and alcoholic, and you see him on the weekend pass out drunk. But then on Monday morning, he's a great instructor. It's like, I don't know if I want my kid to learn from somebody like that.
So every day, be the best that you can be at everything.
Eat the way you, yes.
I'm probably eating. I think I ate a donut in front of you about 5 minutes ago.
I ignore some things. I pretend I don't see some stuff, okay?
You got to pass, Will.
I was gonna ask her, you want something donut? I like donuts. Dude, but the podcast that I see of you, like they focus on UFC fighting, but to me, like we know you from coming here, you know, like honestly, like
a lot of people don't know that.
No, like
get enthusiastic.
Like we didn't. Omar, tell the people the story of when Mr. Gracie first came here.
I was working on the suppressor counter at the time, and you walked in, and you came straight to me, and you asked me what the difference between a silencer and a suppressor was. And I started explaining, the history of the word and why it's called this now and why it's called that.
How long were you probably explaining it for?
Probably, a couple minutes or so. But while I'm explaining, one of our coworkers at the time came over and goes, "Omar, do you know who the fuck you're talking to right now?" And I lost my mind because at that point I wasn't super into fighting and all that. The only reason I knew the name was because you are who I played as in the UFC 3 video game. You were the character you unlocked. If you beat the whole game, you got the bonus legendary Royce Gracie fighter. And I was like, oh my God, I'm talking to him right now? And it was mind-blowing experience. But you asked me which suppressor I would recommend for a gun you had at the time. And
That was because we just moved to Florida
yeah.
from California. So my son and I were like, okay, we got to get one of those.
Absolutely, yeah. And I recommended one to you, and you were like, this is great. Yeah, I'll do this one. I was like, should I start your paperwork? And he's like, no, I know the owner of the company. I'll just call him, tell him to send me one. It was a very good experience.
I know a lot of the owners, so I just called them up. It's like, hey, the guys at the store said, that's the good one.
Yeah.
Send me one.
You've now come to the store, you come kind of often, and your family or your son comes often, and it's now you're just part of the community. Like it's you're just another member of Sarasota. I mean, a famous member, but so it's different. Like I look at the podcast that I see talking about UFC and stuff like that. I'm like, I really don't know too much about that. But the thing that I've gathered is like the incredible entrepreneurial movement that Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and Gracie Jiu Jitsu was when it came to America, and how much it's grown, and you and your family as a brand, and how it's changed. Like that to me, like because I'm a business guy, like from the business aspect, I'm like, shit, like what they did, like what Gracie Jiu Jitsu and what Brazilian Jiu Jitsu did by coming to America and changing fucking everything. You know what I mean?
What a lot of people don't know is when my older brother, Horion, first came to America, he was in a hostel in LA. And
where you live for very little.
Yeah, so the guy, the night shift security guard stole everybody's passport, ticket back to Brazil, money. So he spent a year in America, ashamed, didn't want to call my father to ask for money. He spent a year in America panhandling, sleeping on the streets.
Yeah, so from nothing, basically.
From nothing.
Yeah.
So then nobody used his ticket back home, so he got reimbursed for the ticket, but he had to wait for a year. Passport, call home back in Brazil, and it's like, hey, can I have my documents, my birth certificate? Mom sent it to him, and so he got a new passport. But he spent a year on the streets as a homeless.
Wow.
Then went back to Brazil, got a law degree, came back again. So it wasn't like we came from Brazil, he came from Brazil and he built the UFC and start all over. And we start from with everything.
And it took a while. I mean, like you were here 1984?
I got here in 1984.
And then UFC didn't really blow up until 93. And you guys were teaching you were teaching in a garage or something, right?
Yes.
And it was kind of like a crack house. Like all these people coming.
People come and go all day long.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look, he used to say, Harding said that. It's like, man, our house looks like a drug dealer house. Man.
Right.
People come and goes all day long. It's like, but then when he got here, so he didn't start it with me. He started with my father, who did Harding coming to America. And he rent a room in a house where the owner or the roommate had mats. So he put mats in the garage and started teaching the roommate. And he was cleaning houses and you see on the meantime to make money and start teaching the roommate. And the roommate brought a friend brought a friend. And so word of mouth. So
it's a real grassroots.
One person tell another.
One person after another. That's what I'm talking about. Like to me, like I hear the story and I hear, entrepreneurialism. That's from building this business. Like I relate to it and I empathize with it. I'm like, fuck, like they really did, like the family really did some incredible shit.
You have to have discipline. You have to know your product. You have to have discipline to get up and do it.
Every day.
So we taught in the garage. Before we opened up the Gracie Academy, the first Gracie Academy, I think we had like 150 people in a waiting list. Today, a school is run with 150 people. We had no waiting list. That's teaching classes all day.
Wow.
It's like we're teaching private classes all day, Monday through Saturday. Private class, half an hour privates. Start at 8 o'clock in the morning, stop at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, start again like 3:30, go until 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, some right.
Half an hour privates.
Dean, you're a black belt?
Yeah, I was a black belt under Jim Fortunato out of Sewell, New Jersey. But then I stopped fighting. I think I was 24 when I stopped fighting. I had an injury from an opponent in an MMA match, and then I promised my mom no more fighting. And then I think I fell out of shape about 30 because I wasn't rolling anymore on any mats and stopped going to class. Life kind of took over, but I loved it. It was fun. I never got to do...
That's when discipline comes in play.
Yeah. So I didn't have
people ask me, when do you train? It's not, I don't consider just going to the gym to train. I consider sleeping, eating, drinking is all part of the training.
Especially during prep for a fight. Yeah, all this sleeping and the dieting. It's a hard lifestyle. It was fun when I did it, though. But, yes, my discipline definitely fell out. Yeah.
And then, Luke, you tried to do it, but Nate beat you up or something?
Yeah, I did a couple classes with Nate at the one downtown, and I hurt my back. I haven't been back since. Yeah.
And then Omar's agreed to get choked by Mr. Gracie, right?
It would be my honor.
So, but we wanted to, like, because we know you as a gun enthusiast. And this is a firearms related podcast. We wanted to talk with you about guns and kind of the stuff that you're into. But like right now, are firearms legal in Brazil?
No, I'm gonna say no.
And
it's
something happened with the new president, right?
It's a long time ago. When I grew up, my father had guns, but then the president back then shift and from, let's say, Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah,
the parties shift and they took over and they closed down all the stores and.
Oh, so you guys had stores at one time?
There was stores, and then they shut down and closed down. And let's say the government encouraged people that guns violence and what's happening in America. We've seen this happen before.
So you've seen it.
So it's violence. You don't need a gun. They got the police to protect you and convince everybody to the buyback programs and took everybody's guns away. Made it. It's not illegal to buy a gun in Brazil, but it's such a long process, so hard that they discourage people from buying.
Correct.
It costs the price of a Glock that over here would have cost $500. Over there will be $2,000.
Wow.
For the same Glock, $2,500 for the same Glock. But the process of waiting, it's like a year and a half, 2 years to get the payments and the bureaucracy, the taxes on paperwork, and that's what they make it so difficult to get a gun.
Kind of like what they're doing here.
So it pretty much is like it discourages people, and the people, I mean, $500 comparing to $2,000, but people don't make the money they make in America. $2,000 would be like 2 years of salary.
So
it's like
Wow.
because and plus the waiting and the paperwork, and there's always they find the loopholes or something's wrong on the application. So come back tomorrow, and it takes forever.
So it's almost like it's illegal. They make it so hard.
And the highest caliber, 9mm. 9mm is considered to be a military weapon in Brazil, military round. So you can only get to a 380. To get a 9mm is almost like impossible.
Oh, wow.
So 380 is the highest round. You get 22s, 25, 32s, 38s, all the small rounds.
Doesn't it jam a lot? 380.
Depends what
Like 380s jam.
Depends what company you're talking about. There's some made in Brazil that I hear that they shortcut the work and they make it cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you friends with the tourist people?
No.
No.
Not really.
Not really?
I don't know them, so I can't say if they're friends.
Now, when you came here, you're at 17?
Yes.
When at 1984? Did did you get into firearms when you got here?
As soon as we got here,
as soon as you got here,
we had a student who was a DEA, and he would take Horton and I to the range every Sunday.
Oh, the DEA back in the 80s, that was fun, huh? That was like what?
Those real cops.
Real cops.
They were like, yep, they're not real cops. They were proud cops. Let's say. Not real. They were proud cops. Like we were talking a little earlier, it's like today people are like, shh, don't tell anybody I'm a police officer. Back then it was like, yep, chest up, I'm a police officer. It's like,
in Cali.
Proud, yes.
And so you were in Fullerton, California, which is part of the greater Torrance, California, which is part of the greater Los Angeles area. You weren't too far from Hollywood and all that. Yep. And you guys would you would challenge people to try their fighting style versus the Gracie fighting style before UFC got off.
Oh, before the UFC, those the challenges that we had.
Yeah, the challenges
days, but it was more of a
in a garage.
In the garage, yes. Sometimes we go to their schools. So, but it's more of a way to gain a new student. So, if you're taking class with me, and you go home and you tell your friends and you tell them, hey guys, I got this guys from Brazil teaching me, and they're karate guys, and they go, yeah, you know what? I don't believe. So you come over to me again, and it's like, hey, Royce, hold on. We have my friends, man. They don't believe. Bring them over.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Bring them over. So you bring them over, and they'll show up. It's like, hey, karate guys and wrestlers and judo, and you do your thing, I'll do my thing, but we never beat them up because we want to turn them into students.
See, and that's entrepreneurial shit.
So
because that's you're creating, like, instead of kicking the shit out of an opponent, you're creating an ally and a customer.
So if I beat them up, they'll go home, never come back.
Never come back. Yeah.
So gently, they're fighting us, but we're not fighting them. So they're fighting us, they're trying to hit us, but we'll just dominate them in such a way they go, fuck, my God, man, this thing is like a reward.
Can't win.
I was trying to fight, and he's just
playing with
like
you.
a little kid.
Yeah.
Play with me.
So these fights were full contact?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Really?
On the first UFC, my father said, do not hit your opponents. Because he wants to shock the world that I could have go over there and just smash somebody's face with the elbow. But wouldn't be the same message. Yeah, it's okay. He's violent, okay. But dominating everybody and be able to beat everybody without hurting the opponent, that's what shocked everybody.
It sure did. It sure did.
So the one thing about your initial fight that I wanted to know, and it's probably out there, but was the family consensus to use you as the first exposure of the Gracies because you're not big?
I think because my father, I would say he trusts that I'm calm.
Okay.
The other brothers and cousins, they could have done the same job, if not even faster or better.
Yeah.
But if they get a little nick on their face, they might lose their mind and throw an elbow across and start to beat the opponent up with the elbows across the face, and it wouldn't be the same message. Because my father's message, do not hurt your opponents. Mostly open hand slap to their face. That's it.
Because when you came in for the first time, and because again, I'm not a UFC, I'm not a fight guy, and I met you, and I'm like, man, he's not very big.
Where's the rest of him?
You're about 6 foot tall. I think you're still about 175 pounds. Like, you're not a.
I'm on 180. Fought on 178. I'm 180.
But you're not an imposing figure, and your demeanor is like you're just another cool rich guy from Florida. You know what I mean?
From California.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, it's. You understand what I'm saying? So and then when I saw your fight. When I went and looked it up after you had been coming here for a while, I went and looked it up, and I'm like, man, yeah, he's not big at all, and he's wearing a karate gi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't take this wrong, man. It's like goes from 0 to 100 in a second.
Oh, I saw the fight.
Before walking into my fights, it's like I'm asleep on the locker room.
Yeah.
Like my brothers, cousins, they all get worried. It's like, man, gotta get up, gotta warm up. Heart rate walk in, it's like this. It's like right now.
Oh wow.
It's like. Why? Because I know what I'm doing. A couple of times I had to stop them and say, guys, relax. I got this. I'm at home. breathe, calm them down. They're, okay, go do your thing, brother, go. But heart rate is like this. I'm asleep an hour before. Most guys are throwing up and getting super hyper, and
Yeah.
I just know what I'm doing.
Now, when back to
I think that's why my father pretty much chose
you.
because of qualities. Because as a technique, they all could have done it.
So it was the whole package.
Yeah.
It was your technique. Everybody could have done it in the Gracie family, but your demeanor and your calmness, and coupled with the fact that your physical demeanor, that you'd be the perfect representation.
Those other brothers were a little bigger,
Yeah.
stronger with physique. Do you see? They'll be impressed. It's like, oh my God, yeah, he won because he's big and strong. He's the same size as the opponent. But
And that's the whole idea of Gracie Jiu Jitsu, is being able to defend yourself against someone who is that much bigger than you.
it's a self-defense art. So I'm not going after to beat them up. I'm walking in not to lose.
And kind of like it's similar, like me and Luke were talking about it. It's similar to like firearms training is de-escalation. Like you don't want to get into engagement. You want to de-escalate yourself out of the situation and get away from it. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like that's your guys' style of jiu-jitsu. Like de-escalate the situation and but then if it happens, win.
That's why sometimes people say, well, the cop, principally people from other countries that they are not allowed to have guns. They go, yeah, the cops in America, the police in America, they carry guns to shoot people. I was like, no, that's not the idea. When was the last time a police officer got dressed in the morning and says, today I'm going to go shoot somebody?
Never.
Never, ever. They don't want to do that. But they're there to protect themselves. The guns, if the opponent, the suspect have a gun and start shooting at them, they got to defend. You start to executing people on the streets, they got to draw in and take care of business. But the police officers don't get dressed to go with the mentality, today I'm going to shoot somebody. Never. So it's like jiu-jitsu, self-defense.
So back to you went and your first experience with firearms in the United States was with the DEA agent in California.
Yes.
What were you guys using? Do you remember?
Colt 1911.
Ah.
45 1911.
That's nice. Luke's favorite.
It is. It's awesome.
Colt 45 1911 right here. That's a
Just like that?
Yep, just like that.
Oh yeah, you like 6 Hour.
I like SIG, yes.
Yeah.
So when you first got into shooting, was it more just for the fun of it, or was it for personal protection? Because I imagine you are, you're you. So you're not too worried about.
It was more of a sport type of thing.
Right.
It's be able to go to the range and put 100 rounds.
Yep.
See what 15 yards or whatever. Just put 100 rounds in that center.
Yeah.
It was more of a sport type of deal because we're not allowed to have it in Brazil.
Right.
So we got to America, it's like, oh my God, we have freedom. We can buy a gun. Wow, that's awesome. We can have one. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you get competitive when you shoot?
Oh, yes.
Like, do you
Very.
like, does your competitive nature come out?
Very.
What about, because you have sons
on everything.
And everything.
On everything. That's not just shooting, on everything.
Is that more of a Brazilian thing, or is that just
it's a Gracie thing.
It's a Gracie thing.
We're very competitive, yes.
So you're competing with your sons and
if they show up, it's on.
It's on.
It's on.
Okay, remind me not to go shooting.
I tell people it's better for you, it's easier for you to beat me in jiu-jitsu than anything else. Because in jiu-jitsu, I'm comfortable. I might make a mistake, you're gonna catch me. Anything else, I'll be sharp on. I'll zoom, lock in. Like, man, doesn't matter what it is. I'm gonna be locking down. My sons are the same way. With jiu-jitsu, you might beat them, but anything else, you have a big chance of losing.
So
that's how competitive we are.
Where did it come from with your dad then? Because obviously this, like my wife talks about how it's either some kids got it, some kids don't. That competitive nature, that streak of like, I just, I want to win and do so it had to come from your dad. Where did he get it?
I think it's growing up in a big family.
Okay.
So time to eat, man.
You got to eat fast.
You got to eat fast or you won't eat.
So you have 9 brothers and sisters?
Yes.
And then your dad's brother had 11.
My uncle Carlos had 21 kids.
21.
11 boys, 10 girls. My father
with one girl?
No,
Okay.
no. My father had 7 boys, 2 girls.
Okay.
So
And then did they have a? So you guys just developed that, or was it
my
like competing?
father and my uncle together had over 100 grandchildren.
Jesus.
Damn.
What's Christmas like in Brazil? That's a lot of presents.
It's a lot of presents. Big,
Big,
It's
right?
Big.
Wow.
But yeah, so that creates a competition from running to climbing to whatever, jiu-jitsu. And there's always somebody you're going to go after. There's always, among us, among biggest competitions inside the family. So,
Has it carried over to your boys?
oh yes,
And they're ultra competitive too?
very.
Because we know that your one boy is part of Ranger Battalion, and we had a guy from the Rangers last podcast, and he talked about how like every day is competition.
Every day.
Every day. And
It's like we are like the Rangers battalion.
Exactly, yeah.
The members
yeah, you know what
of
I'm
the
talking
family.
about, right? Because
So
if you're not your best every day, they'll kick you out.
Yep.
Because there's somebody else waiting to get in. And so every day, and it's not like that with any other branch of the service. And
we
so
can compare our family with the amount of people that we have with the Rangers.
you've got your own battalion out there.
Yep.
Now, was there I heard things like there was a Gracie compound in Brazil. Did everybody live with each other?
There was. My uncle Carlos had a house. Had a house. I think was 18 bedrooms.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's like a hotel, mini hotel, man. I think it was like 18 bedrooms they had in the house.
And each kid got a bedroom?
Sometimes I remember going to the house when I was a kid, and we had to share bedrooms because there was so many people.
Wow.
It
That's
was like,
so many kids.
Oh, man.
they had to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 times: 3 breakfast, 3 lunch, and 3 dinner. Once for the employees, then for the kids, and then for the adults.
Oh, wow. See, I have 7 children with my wife, and so I can but they keep leaving, which is great.
In Brazil, we don't
leave. No, I mean, I only have 3 left at the house. So that's what was your first like personal gun that you got in America? Do you remember?
It was in 1911.
1911. Do you remember what brand? Was it Colt?
Colt.
Nice.
That was the first one.
Do you like Colt or do you like Sig better with 1911s? Ooh.
I haven't shot the SIG 1911 yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Well, maybe they can send you one.
Yep. I like Now I kind of change a little bit, 9mm.
Yeah.
So,
And I heard you were shooting staccatos the other day.
yes. I was.
What did you think of the
was with
staccato
Eddie Gallagher. He was,
with Eddie Gallagher?
Yep. That
Did-
was a couple days ago. Yeah.
How many rounds did you get downrange with the staccato?
Poof.
Did you shoot it a lot?
Shot a lot.
Okay.
Shot a lot.
So what do you think of the staccato versus other things that are on the market right now?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, so I think
It's a very smooth.
it's one of our primary brands here is staccato. It's what most of us have.
Yeah.
One of our salesmen, Andrew, he gets the staccato rewards, and instead of like getting all these free guns, he just gives them to everybody. So a lot of our guys all have staccatos.
It's a very smooth gun. So that was my first time shooting using that one, the Staccato. So it was good. I like it.
Did you feel more accurate shooting it?
I'm always accurate. Come on, man.
Oh no, there's always room for improvement.
There's room for improvement. Yes, that's why on the course Eddie Gallagher was like, "Man, you're making just put a baseball to that hole."
Oh wow, good shooter.
Yeah. No, it's a good teacher.
Yeah.
I don't believe in good student or bad student.
Mm-hmm.
If I missed the target, it would be their fault. I told them that. If I shot good, it's because you guys taught me good. So
I like that.
The calmness has to help a lot because staying calm,
Yes.
cool, collected, that's one of the big things about it. And obviously you have a lot of experience with that. That has to make you very good just starting off.
Yeah.
it's a little edge, yeah.
Yeah.
So Omar, you played a video game where you unlocked Royce Gracie?
Yeah, the UFC video game.
I don't play video. I don't know. Explain.
They made a UFC video game. There's a few of them out, and I think they're up to 5 now. But on the one that I played, I think it was number 3. If you beat the whole game as a reward, you would unlock Mr. Gracie,
And it's like an avatar of Mr. Gracie and everything.
Oh yeah, it's him. And you get to fight as him and do his moves and everything. But my stepfather was the one that really, really wanted to play as you. So I would get home, and he's not a video game guy at all. I've never seen him play video games. I would get home, and he'd just be on there, just grinding out the career in the UFC game, just trying to unlock you. And once he did, he would just start going on to online matches and submitting everybody. And people would start sending him like hate messages through Xbox, like, just fight with me, man. Just strike me. And he's just submitting everybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, don't. Let's not go to the ground. Let's just stand up and punch each other.
That's what everybody kept saying, and they get mad at him.
Yeah, why? Exactly.
Now, do you EDC? Like, do you carry?
Yeah, I do.
Would you like to tell us what you carry?
It's a
little bag.
Shield.
A shield?
Yep. MP shield. Yep.
Really?
Yep. Little one.
A little one. All right.
Yep. But I saw your staccato. I like that, the small one
Oh, you like that?
to carry.
Well, I mean, we could call staccato.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
It's a tiny one, small enough.
yeah, that
My
one.
son likes the big SIG, the
The 320?
320. Yes, he carries that one. So, but that's like too big, man, too bulky to carry. So I got a small MP shield, but I like the staccato, the small one.
I think it's the best thing in out. Well, I'm not. Obviously, you're pretty good at shooting. I'm not that good at shooting, and so when I start shooting staccato,
You're not good.
I'm not. I'm not good at it.
What's next? You don't like guns?
No, I'm okay. Well, it's because I mean, I'm decent, but I can knock stuff down. But I'm not like Omar. I'm not like Dean, and I'm not like probably like you. But a staccato, I found right when I got one, I was like, ooh, makes you better. And right when they came out with, that's called the CS, or that's the staccato's called, the small one's called the CS. And right when it came out, I start using that, and I'm like, ooh, I'm better with this. And I've been shooting staccatos for 4 years.
Eddie Gallagher was at the range, and he was like, yeah, sometimes the guys are like having trouble in the shooting, and man, yeah, the gun is, I don't know, something's wrong with the gun.
Yeah.
So he goes, hold on, give me that, use mine. Mine's good. It's the same gun. And the guy goes, oh yeah, oh my God, the gun's so good.
I'm just better with staccatos. But I want to actually go back to, I want to start shooting a Glock again to see if I've gotten better. Maybe I'm getting a little more competitive. But I see Omar, how good he is with the Glock, and I'm like, shit, I want to do that. Like, Omar's good. He's fast.
I like Glocks too.
Yeah.
Glock 17C.
Yeah, we have a new barrel with a compensator on it. We should get you one.
Compensator.
Yeah, fuck, we
I
had
gotta
it.
check that.
Yeah, it's called the blowhole or the Orca or it's like a extended compensator. Now, kind of like, you know how the C is like these little holes.
Yeah.
It's like
Holes.
a big hole, like that big, and it shoots really flat.
17C is nice too. It was for a long time a go-to gun.
Yeah.
And then we met the SIG, and now staccato. Hey.
Elevating the game.
How did you meet 6 Hour? Like, did you meet did you meet Mr. Cohen or something, or how did you get acquainted?
I have
with
some
6
friends
Hour?
that work for them, so they brought me in. They brought my son and I. We went there, taught them a class.
Oh, you taught jiu-jitsu up there?
Yes, they have a mat room inside the factory.
Really?
Yes.
For employees or
The
for
employees-
people?
For the employees.
Oh, so the employees can beat each other up?
Yep. They have a full-time instructor.
We should get that.
They have a full-time instructor that teaches every 2-3 times a week.
No.
Classes, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So in the factory, in 6 Hour, there's a mat,
There's a
And-
mat room the size of this room over here.
and you can go train jiu-jitsu.
Fully mat, walls, floor. Yep.
Really? Now, I've met at least 10 people from 6 Hour. I've never heard that.
They train.
They train.
They all train.
These are all
Listen,
guys.
Now a room like this was packed.
Really?
Could not fit anymore.
I mean, have you guys ever heard Carter or Angel
No.
or Rich or anybody talking about?
They've been keeping the secret from us.
Probably because they get their asses kicked. Right? Can you imagine Carter doing jiu-jitsu?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Sorry, Carter.
But maybe it's interesting. Yeah. So, what's your favorite brand of firearm now? You think like SIG or is it always changing?
The one that can pull the trigger.
Okay.
That's my favorite one.
And what about your
the one that goes bang?
what's your favorite style of shooting? Like we know you like long range, but do you like to run and gun? Do you like to just a competition shoot? Like what do you like as far as shooting is
I
concerned?
like plates.
Plates, yeah. Fucking plates,
instant
yeah.
gratification. Ting, ting.
Yeah.
But I'm a big hunter.
Oh yeah.
So-
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I hunt not for fun, but to eat. I
Okay.
want the meat. So I just got into bow hunting now, but rifles, Christensen arms, poof. That's
Okay.
my go-to 300 Win Mag, Christensen arms.
We got one.
I see them
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Yes,
We know that.
I got one of those.
Yeah, we know that.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
my go-to.
So that's
The next one now we're looking for. I was just talking to my son Connery. We have a 300 Win Mag, and we have a 6.5.
6.5 Creedmoor. Okay.
Yes. So we're talking about maybe a 7mm to go a little farther than the 300 6.5.
That's Dean's area.
I was talking to some of the guys.
Yeah, I like shooting long range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like more for hunting. The Christensen 300 Win Mag. It's my go-to for hunting. And,
Wouldn't you go like?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the next one be up? Wouldn't it be 300 PRC?
we're talking 7 PRC. That's
Okay.
what we're talking.
Oh, okay.
7 PRC. That's right. Yes, not just 7. I remember 7 PRC. Yes,
That's a good hunting round, yeah.
it will go a little farther than the 300
Yeah.
Win Mag. Yes, the normal 300 Win Mag.
What's the farthest shot you've done taking down an animal?
Oof. If it goes beyond 500, I don't shoot.
Interesting. Why?
If I miss, it will just wound the animal.
Okay.
So I don't want to. No. If it's normally it's like 400 and closer. It's like a bow. My bow shot with a bow, comfortable to be 40 yards.
Yeah, you got to get up close to the bow, right?
If 40 yards.
What if you miss and the animal
it's-
comes after you?
If the animal comes after me,
Yeah, if you
I'll
miss,
take him out.
Wrap them up.
like what if you're
I'll do a
hunting?
rumble, stop and put a knife on my teeth and go check. No, but if 50 yards I can shoot the bow, but I'll wait until it gets to 40.
Okay.
So in case if I, for some just reason, miss a little bit and just end up wounding the animal, I'm not a good tracker, so I don't want to have to.
Oh yeah,
I don't have to track it down.
You don't have to go look for them.
Yep.
So I'm real interested in this can change topic, but like California, because California, I lived out there. Oh, after high school, I broke down. Like I went there to check out and try to become a professional skateboarder. When I got there, I realized everybody there was better than us, and there was no way we were becoming anything. But we stayed there for 2 months. We lived in LA and then we lived in Berkeley. And but California's changed drastically. You know what I mean? Like it used to not be what we know it is today. And then you were there in the 80s, and so you saw it. You saw it. Like what was it? What was California like to compare to how it is now?
I think there's no accountability.
Okay.
One thing that I like it in America is because of you don't put 25 cents on the meter machine, you don't pay the parking meter,
Yeah.
25 cents. The ticket's like $35.
Yep.
California, today, I love California, by the way. It's the best state in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Best looking beaches, the wine country, the San Francisco, San Diego to
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it
awesome.
was.
You can surf in the morning, go to the best beach over there, surf in the morning, then go to the desert or go to snow in the afternoon, ski, and then spend the night in the desert on the same day. But there's no more accountability. So it's like people can commit crimes and nothing will happen.
And when did it start? When did you see the decline, or did it just happen? And
It was slowly,
Slow.
slowly. It's like about, I would say 10, 15 years ago started. It's slowly the decline of the people get on your face and they go, it's my right to be here. Okay, what are you going to do about it? And get on your face. It's like, whoa, 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 it's my right to knock your teeth out. Oh my God, he's violent. Call the cops, arrest him, and the cops arrest. You see, not that, but that would be the scenario.
Yeah.
You come to arrest somebody. You see, so it's like there's no accountability. The people that try to stay right, you have no rights. And the people that doing the wrong things, they can get away with it. So yeah, the values change, let's say.
So the values have changed. Accountability is gone, and it slowly happened over years.
It's like a Black Lives Matter. They're like, we're going to go to the city where I live. And they said, we're going to go over there and take back what's ours. I was like, hold on. What is yours in my house that you're going to come take it? We're going to invade the houses, the properties, and we're going to take back what's ours. It's like, what? You see, I understand the movement and everything, but why are you coming to my house to loot at my house? So it's like there's no accountability.
Yeah, that's communism.
Yeah.
Appropriation.
I understand.
Take your shit.
It's the way I think is, hey, you want to drink, you want to be an alcoholic, you want to be a drug addict, go ahead. Good for you. Do not tell me that that's the right thing to do, because now we're going to have an argument. You don't like guns. Great. Hey, I respect your opinion. You're going to be vegan like you? I respect you're vegan. It's okay.
I'm not. Obviously.
Breaking news.
Obviously.
But if you want to be vegan, it's okay. Now, don't come to me and tell me that I should be vegan. It's like, whoa, hold on. I respect your opinion. You don't want to eat meat, that's okay. You want to be the way you are, that's okay. But don't try to change me. That's what happened in California. They try to change you in pressure. And a lot of the states are doing this.
Yeah. And so that drove you to look for a new place to live.
My daughter was going to school in Vermont, and by wearing an army shirt, the teachers would argue with her that that's offensive.
Really?
It's like she took that very personal because the brother's in the army.
Right.
So it's like, wait, what? So the teachers are against, you can't wear army shirt. She show up with an army shirt every day.
Where'd she go to school?
Now she's in Tampa.
Okay.
She's going to University of Tampa. So, but before she was going to University of Vermont, and it's like, but California became like that.
Yeah, where's that at? Montpelier?
Vermont?
Yeah, I think the city.
Way up there.
Yeah, where is that at? Montpelier.
No, University of Vermont is start with a B, I think. Yes.
Stu, what's the funny place in Vermont where all the hippies are? I think you can walk around naked in the.
Yeah, you
can walk around naked in the
She saw
street.
a guy
Yeah.
walking down the street butt naked. As soon as she moved over there, she's like, "What the hell? What's going on here, Dad?" It's like the cops don't do anything.
It's amazing too because the country, like the country and gun rights.
That's not offensive.
Yeah.
But if I say something, it's
You
offensive.
wear an army shirt, yeah.
It's offensive. It's like what? Like I said, the values are changing slowly. They're changing.
God, it's Burlington.
Burlington. That's
Burlington.
right, Burlington. Yeah.
Burlington, Vermont. I was getting irritated. But yeah, I went to a bunch of different colleges up there trying to find a place to go, and obviously I didn't go.
Beautiful campus, but too woke.
It's so when if you look at like the history of firearms, it came from Massachusetts. So people came over here and like gunsmithing originated in Massachusetts and New Jersey. You had people from England who came over and built firearms for people. And that whole area was
the English were building firearms for us?
Long time ago. Well, you people from England
They're not allowed to have guns.
But this was in 1770s, like when the country first started. like the gunsmiths came over from England and had places. So now you have where firearms originated from, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Vermont, places like that are now the most anti-gun in the country.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started from. And the ability for the people in America to build firearms gave the Americans the ability to rebel and gain their freedom from England. And so it's very ironic that those places are now the most
anti-guns,
anti-gun in the country.
And now all those companies are leaving the
They're all
Northeast too. Like Smith & Wesson, Colt, they're all moving down south down here now.
Nice.
Just, yeah.
Good for us. Yeah.
So your son who's in the Rangers, do you ever train with firearms with him?
Oh, yeah. All my kids grew up, including my daughter grew up, hunting, respecting the firearm.
Well, no, like, because they've got, did he take is it integrating Ranger training with Gracie training, with firearms?
They do. They train all the time. So, but all my kids grew up hunting, skinning a deer. Yep.
Even your daughter?
Even the daughter. So we all know how to hunt, how to skin and get the meat.
What's your favorite meat? Your game meat? What do you like?
Oh yeah, what's your favorite?
Just try Oryx. I just got an Oryx this year.
Nice.
Oryx.
Unbelievable.
What's an Oryx?
Oryx.
Oryx is like a
What's it look like?
like a big long horns.
Okay.
Just backwards. They're going big long.
Where'd you get that at?
Texas.
Oh, they have them there.
Yep.
Okay.
So I just got one over there with my bow. But elk would be the next one. I haven't tried moose yet. But elk is like unbelievable.
Have you tried black bear?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Nice.
We do.
Nice.
A lot of people don't like it,
Yeah.
but at home we like it.
Nice. Nice.
So we always think if we shoot one, we get a back strap,
Yep.
bring it home. A lot of the guys that I hunt with, it's like, leave it there.
Yeah.
It's bad, tastes bad. It's like, we like this. It's a stronger taste.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
So a lot of people is like, yeah, it smells and tastes. It's like, but we're like, no. I shot it, so I want the meat.
Yeah.
If not, I'll pass. I like to shoot what I'm gonna eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, but Oryx so far has been winning.
And you like hunting more than you like fishing?
Yes.
Okay.
I just went fishing. I'm just getting into fishing. I don't know how to tie the knots. That's too.
Oh, you don't know how to do it yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They just hook it up, put it, just throw the
I like
line.
I like fishing a lot.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I
knots.
have a kayak and I had a boat. I had to sell a boat, but I've been fishing for a long time.
Yeah.
Like fishing's fun.
Just got back from tuna fishing.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah, I kind of want to get some tuna
two,
from you.
Two per day. So.
So how many pounds of tuna did you get then?
Oof, the one was.
You had 4,
The big
right?
ones was 70 pounds.
So 4 times 70, that's like 300
No,
pounds of tuna.
those one was 70.
One
The
was
other
70.
3 was like 2 were like 20 pounds, and
Okay.
one was like 25 pounds.
So 20, that's like over 100 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all that tuna meat?
Oh, we eat.
Okay.
I'll make some. I'll make some. I
would
just
look-
got back from Alaska. I was in salmon and halibut. So in Alaska.
Yeah, so that's that's good stuff. But you can imagine if you brought tuna over and I brought it to my wife.
They're processing right now.
Well,
It should be in about a week to 2 weeks, they said.
If I brought my wife sushi from Royce Gracie, I would look really cool. You know what I mean? Like, here, honey.
It's just, the process, they say it takes about a week to 2 weeks. Ship it from California to here.
Hey, so the Gracie Challenge, like, did anybody really famous come and like Chuck Norris or like, because you're in California and there's not a lot of like stories of who came and who did the challenge.
Most of it was students. I mean, instructors, martial arts.
So just martial arts people.
Yes.
Like famous people didn't say, I want to go.
Oh no,
No,
they wouldn't.
they wouldn't do that.
They don't want to get beat up.
But and you tried to get Mike Tyson to come.
My brother tried to sign him up for the first UFC.
And he said no.
He said yes. The people around him said no. Because
Why?
we'll destroy boxing.
Have you met Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
I hear he's kind of a cool guy.
Super nice.
Yeah, super nice guy.
But he accepted, but he's a tough guy. But
Oh, fuck
the
yeah.
people around him said, no, you can't. Because Mike Tyson, he was on the prime of his career. He would have destroyed boxing. That's why the people, the lawyers, the promoters, everybody's like, nope, you cannot sign it. You cannot fight on this show.
And when UFC started, like it was your brother Rorian,
Yes,
or your brother Rorian, some other guy named Art
Dave. Yeah, David.
Art David, and then I hear John Milius
Yes.
was involved.
John
Have you ever
Miller's
met John Milius?
Yes, John Miller is the producer, director for Conan the
Yeah, do you guys know that?
No, I did not.
John Milius is like he wrote Apocalypse Now. He wrote the screenplay with
Dirty Harry.
did all the Dirty Harry movies.
Dirty
Oh,
Harry.
wow.
Yeah.
Red Dawn.
Yep.
And he's involved in the first UFC?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No.
The cage.
He built the cage.
So he was the design for the cage. He's the one that in charge.
Was it an octagon back then?
Well, the ideas that he had was a little woo. He's like, let's build a pit, a circle with a pit around, and let's put sharks. So when the guys fall off, we're like, hold on, stop. No. If I fight a sumo wrestling, just push me off of sharks we eat. Yeah, let's change. Let's put piranhas from Brazil. I was like, no, not piranhas underneath. He was coming up with all kind of crazy ideas. Or let's make the octagon. He wanted to put an electrical fence, like
Really?
like a Thunderdome, like the Thunderdome, the Mad Max.
Good Mad Max. Yeah.
It's like, but electrical fence.
It would stop people from grabbing the fence.
So we stopped. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fight some guys and they're gonna pick me up and just fry me on
Ooh,
the fence.
yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want that. No, I keep denying. They keep showing me what they're gonna do. It's like sharks, piranhas, gators. They came up with all kind of ideas.
How involved was he in UFC 1 and the development?
John Miller's
Yeah,
very
John Miller.
involved.
Very involved.
Very involved. Yes.
Yeah, he's my favorite director ever.
Yep. He's him and Horton and Art David. Those are, and then they brought SCG, the company that did the pay-per-view. Those are the ones that create the UFC.
Like, what's it like being a part of that?
Old.
Exactly.
It was like 31 years ago.
It's crazy though. It's like it's legend
First
shit.
one,
Yeah, it's legend shit, man.
When they were making it, yeah. It was actually, no, it was cool to see it, the whole thing. A lot of people, talking about business, a lot of people did not think it was gonna go through. A lot of people were like, hold on. It's illegal to fight on the streets. And you're gonna you wanna do this on live TV? There is no way. A lot of people dare Horton on that. A lot of people was like, there's no way it's gonna happen. If you get a fight on the street, you're gonna get arrested. And how are you gonna put this on live TV with no gloves, no time limit, no weight division, two guys going at it, locked in a cage, like two animals? Like people like, wow, there's no way. It's like, and he pulled it off. My brother pulled it off.
So that's
He found the way to do it is a pay-per-view.
what I'm talking about. That's like
It's a pay-per-view.
that's the entrepreneurial business aspect.
vision. that
Yeah,
he
the
had.
vision of what Gracie family brought to the United States. Like that's what I from like preparing for the podcast and learning about your family and learning about you. Like that's what I focus on, and I'm like, wow, man, like that's some really next level shit.
It was
Me,
but a lot of people thought the Gracies are arrogant. They were trying to put down the other styles of martial art. No, we're not arrogant. We're not trying to put down the other styles. We're just curious to know if our stuff works.
obviously
So-
it works.
Karate guy said that back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember the Inside Karate, Black Belt magazine.
Yeah.
All those martial arts magazines. Karate is the best. Knock everybody out. And then Kung Fu come over. Kung Fu is the best. Knock everybody out. We're like, what would happen if they fight each other? We had the curiosity to see and to put it to the test. So, well, the arrest, a boxer knocks everybody out. Nobody can outstand a boxing punch. And then the Taekwondo guy will come over, but I'll kick you from far away and I'll knock you out. It's like, let's put them to fight. See what happens. It was curiosity that we had to see if what we had works.
So there was definitely like you just said a second ago, like basically it's street fighting that you would get arrested for if you're doing it outside. But you're going to do it in an octagon live and people are going to pay for it.
And on the beginning, he had to find states because it couldn't be done in California or New York or Texas.
Yeah, you had to find states that didn't have the
boxing commission.
Yeah.
Yes. So first and second one went to Denver because there was no athletic commission or boxing commission. One of those.
I wonder if you can go to Denver anymore. It's a little different now.
Yeah. So back then there was no boxing commission, I guess, in Denver or athletic commission. One of those two that didn't have it over there. So that was the loophole they could hold in a stadium.
But me and Luke were talking about is that at the time there was probably what we can see, there was like a stigma. There's a stigma of like, this is street fighting, can't be done. What are you doing? No one's going to do it. And you guys like overcame that. And for us, there's a stigma on firearms. Like still to this day, like half of the country is against firearms. What can the firearms community learn from Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and overcoming that stigma? Like how do we get people to embrace firearms culture? That makes sense.
Education. It's like there's a WhatsApp group of the Gracie family.
Okay.
One day, it's been a while ago, somebody posted a picture of I'm eating at this Brazilian barbecue place. And then another one posts, no, I'm at home eating watermelon juice. And the other one posts, no, I'm eating sushi over here. They start talking about food. So I post a picture of me holding an elk. There's no guns, there's no bows, there's no blood, just an elk. They prop it up nice. The first elk I shot, so they prop it up very nice. I took a picture. There's nothing clean, nothing, just an elk and me holding. They crucified me. My own family crucified me for that.
Really? When was this?
It's been a while ago.
Okay.
It's like, oh my God, I can't believe you killing the poor baby animal, didn't do anything to you. So I give them an hour. One of my cousins called me and was like, you're not going to say anything? I was like, no, I'm going to give them an hour. Let them talk trash. They don't come in. An hour later, okay, I came in. It's like, hold on. I shot the animal, but I'm eating the meat. Well, but eating red meat is not good because you have adrenaline. I understand when the animal is on the slaughterhouse, it knows it's going to die, it releases adrenaline on the meat. So it's not that the best meat to eat. The animal that I hunt doesn't know it's going to die. It's bam, down, done. There's no adrenaline on the meat. It's the most clean meat you can eat. Well, but you just shooting to eat the meat. No. The hides are my house, the head, the antlers are my house, the leftovers, the guts that we don't eat, the other animals who eat, there's nothing left over. I had to educate them. A lot of them now, it's like, okay, I understand now. I still don't like to eat meat. It's your thing, but don't tell me that I'm killing just for the fun of it, because I'm not killing for the fun of it. So it's a question of educating the people. Like a lot of places in Europe, they still think, now they're overcoming. It took a while, but this whole thing, the UFC, the mixed martial art, Bellator, PFL, they are violent. You're selling violence. No, we have to educate them. The referee can stop the fight. The doctor can stop the fight. The corner man can stop the fight. The fighters can stop the fight. It's not like we're picking people up from the streets and come fight. No, it gotta be, there's a screening process, as you know. You have to train X amount of years. You have to perform. You have to do some amateurs, and then you go, okay, you're good enough, you qualify to fight. It's not, but they make it sound, for a long time, they made it sound like, oh, you're just picking guys from the street to fight. They don't know anything. No, the guys, they train for that day. They eat, they have a diet, they have a program, lifting weights. They're athletes. They might look in shape, might not look in shape, but they are athletes. And they train for that. But there's a whole bunch of people that can, the screening process before the fight, the medicals that you go through, that the medicals find something wrong, they don't even let you go to the fight, right?
Yeah.
So if you find something wrong, man, sorry, man, your vision, your CAT scan, or you got something on your blood or whatever, they find it, they're not going to even let you go through.
Yeah, you're canceled right there.
They cancel. You're not even going to get to the day of the fight. So it's a question of educating the crowd.
Yeah.
About fighting. You got to educate the crowd. Like I said earlier, there's no police officers. I hear so much, principally in Europe. Oh, the police in America, they all carry guns so they can shoot people. No, they don't carry guns to shoot people. It's in case if there's a crazy man out shooting everybody, I gotta go up to him and say, excuse me, can you stop shooting, please?
Yeah, there are many.
It's like, can you, time out, sir? Can you stop doing this?
It's actually illegal.
It's illegal, yeah. It doesn't work that way. You got to put down the tread. So, but it's a question of educating the crowd. It's education.
I think that's probably something the firearms community is lacking.
And a lot of people, but not they're lacking. It's a lot of people do not want to hear the other side. Like I said earlier, you want to be vegan, you give me your reasons, I'm going to go, it's your choice. Good for you. But I'm going to listen. On the other side, sometimes don't want to listen. Oh, no. I heard that it's bad and I'm not even want to talk to you about it. It's like they don't even want to talk about it.
Well,
because there's no common sense.
So, like what I'm talking about is like the perspective of like the firearms community is real. What's the word? Inclusive. Like they're not, like if you come and you're new, like that's the thing with you. That's the thing with you guys and jiu-jitsu. Like you guys wanted to beat somebody and then show them and have them become a student. Whereas in firearms, like I can tell from being involved in 13 years, like if you get a new person who comes, it's not very inclusive, if you will. Like people don't, there's not a lot of education. Like and people are real standoffish until you spend time, and then as far as like the different brands, are who's cool, who's not cool. And that doesn't teach education and that doesn't teach inclusiveness. You know what I'm saying? And I think that what can happen with that if it reverberates, like if somebody new comes and they want to get into firearms, they want to get into shooting steel or doing hunting or whatever, they definitely have people who probably don't shoot. And if you're not, treating them like possible new family that come into the sport, then they're not going to educate people that they know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's still
like
the new people that buy firearms.
Yeah,
they stay very quiet. It's like almost like a shy thing,
right? They stay very quiet
because there's such a publicity against.
And then if
people don't want to talk about it,
if they come in and they ask for the wrong thing, like say if someone comes in and says like I want a High Point or I want a brand that the salesman doesn't think is a cool brand, then the salesman might, we don't really do that. And then the person who might be new to the sport isn't getting that feeling of inclusion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's probably anti jiu-jitsu. Like you guys, for instance, if I came to one of your schools and like, I don't know how to do shit, you guys would be like, all right, man, let me teach you.
I'm going to go right away. It's like, they're just good. You don't have bad habits.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do anything? That's perfect. That's the candidate that we're looking for.
Yeah. But that's so then the firearms community could learn a lot from Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So you guys had, so with UFC, you guys had to overcome that stigma, and you overcame that stigma through education. And now you have,
yes.
and it took a long time, like from 1993 into where it is now. Now it's mainstream. Now, presidential candidates, Trump comes to UFC. It's mainstream, big deal. But it took a while, and that was done through education. That was done through, love, if you will, like accepting new people, accepting and bringing your brand and educating people on it. Whereas firearms, we're more of, we're like a gang. Like, we don't care. If you don't know enough, we don't care if you want to come into our little world. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And for example, I think nowadays it's perfectly normal for a family to say, oh, our 6 and 7 year old kids do jiu-jitsu and they roll and they go to class, once or twice a week. But if you were a parent and you said, I take my 10-year-old son shooting, twice a week, a lot of people would find that odd,
fucking weird.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like we need to move to that. Yeah.
More of that.
Yeah.
I'll take all the 10-year-olds. Not just one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like the firearms community could learn from Brazilian Jiu Jitsu coming to America and getting involved in UFC and then becoming what it is now.
On the beginning, a lot of people was like, oh man, you're advertising fighting.
Yeah. Fighting and violence.
Hold on. So NASCAR is advertising drink and drive?
Kinda.
Come on, really?
Just like,
But they get hurt and people get hurt. Soccer is the biggest sport in the world.
Right.
And more people get hurt in soccer than any other sport.
Really?
Kids every time breaking their legs, arms, playing soccer.
I didn't know that.
So let's ban soccer because it's violent.
Right.
So people get hurt playing golf. So let's ban golf. You see,
Who gets hurt playing golf?
people pull their muscles all the time playing golf. And I don't even play golf. But imagine getting hit by one of those balls.
It fucking hurt. Yeah.
People get run over by those golf cars.
Look, that's a good point, though. You do hear about kids learning jiu-jitsu, and it's becoming more and more mainstream.
But you're always gonna have the other side that's against. I understand. So, like I said, you don't want to practice jiu-jitsu, you don't want to shoot. Good for you. Now, don't tell me that shooting is bad. The practice shooting, the practice jiu-jitsu is bad, because now we got an argument.
Right.
One of the best things you can do for your kids is teach them firearm safety. Like you said, teach them to respect the guns. And there's such a stigma around it now. If you talk about it, oh, my kids shoot guns, people get so scared. But that's the best thing you can do for them. That's the way you can ensure their safety, that they're not going to accidentally shoot themselves or somebody else's. Teach them to respect it.
My kids grew up learning about guns. Absolutely. So how to keep safe, unloaded, check. Mm-hmm. And hunting.
If you're not teaching those things, it's way more dangerous than if you are. So when people get upset about, you shouldn't be teaching kids about guns.
Curiosity kills the cat. Yeah. That's what they say in Brazil. Yeah. So don't be the curious. What? What is this? So yeah, it's a question of education.
Yeah. So education. I'm seriously going to probably address something along those lines to the employees and talk about it. Use like that, like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. We should,
Yeah. If
I've got ideas.
Somebody will walk in over here and it's like, man, never shot before. I want to buy a gun. You're the perfect candidate to buy a gun because you have no idea what you're buying. Let me start you with the basic gun that you should have. Once you get good at this one, you move to this one. And then this is the next step.
I can almost tell you with 100% certainty that is not what goes on in gun stores. That is not. Like, if somebody...
But it should be.
It should be. No, but if someone comes in and they don't know guns, number one salesman, number two salesman, number three salesman, dip. And then Stu gets them. And that guy over there, he gets them. Because it's just because all of us...
That's what happened to me when I walk in buy to find out the difference between a suppressor and a silencer. They're like, go talk to Stu. I was like, I got it now. Okay.
No, it's I wasn't here that day. But it's instead of, so us as a community, and instead of like the best salesman, all right, so the best salesman who's here, he wants to, what he wants to do, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff is the staccatos, night vision, big money firearms. That's exciting. It's fun. Your adrenaline rushes. So what is not that exciting is having to educate a new person who comes in. You understand? Like, it's just not.
If you're talking as a business,
but as a business,
you sell the small one. Start with this 22.
Yeah.
When you practice, there's a 22 rifle for you.
And you should embrace,
get used to it.
Right.
When you learn the basics, then give me about 6 months.
Exactly.
Come back here and I'll get you a next step.
They should
now
be
you're selling guns.
They should be the person you're focusing on the most. And exactly what you're saying. Let's start here. You have no bad habits. Let's educate you on the Second Amendment. By the way, do you have friends? Let's bring your family in and grow the sport, which is not something, at least that's not what I see the gun industry doing.
Or even doing a class.
Or even doing a class. Yeah, we don't have a gun.
Not about just safety class, but educating people about guns.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of safety classes going on, but a little history about it.
Right.
Where they came from. Why we got guns.
Why is it important?
Look at Brazil. You cannot have guns in Brazil. And more people died than anywhere else in Brazil with gun wounds, gunshots. In account that it's pretty much you cannot buy.
Right. Yeah, it's a pretty violent place, right? Like you were born in Rio.
Yep. Rio.
What's better, the beach in Rio, the beach in Siesta, or the beach in California?
Better beach in Rio, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Safer. Okay, beach in Siesta. You're talking about better?
But you can't have guns. It's 100% safe, isn't it?
Oh, you're talking about safe? You go to Siesta. Yeah, but you're talking about better? Does that looking better?
Eye candy.
Eye candy?
I'm not talking about eye candy.
You're talking about better looking beach.
Better looking beach, yeah. Yeah, no. Where's your guys' mind? I was talking about the beach. You guys gonna get me in. So what's the future hold for Royce Gracie? Like, what are you doing right now? I think you're about my age, like you're in your 50s, and you're just going. Like you come in, like, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there. Like, what's the future hold? Like, what are you doing?
I live life, man.
Yeah,
life is good in my world.
Obviously, yeah. You tuna fishing, elk hunting.
No, I do that on the side. It's like, but I traveled about 8 months of the year teaching jiu-jitsu all over the world.
Okay.
And then we're building a school over here in Sarasota. So.
And you're building a school with the doc, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just started to.
Like, what a small world that doctor who's been coming here for years, and like
he's the best spine doctor, one of the best spine doctors in the country.
Yeah, we like him a lot. He's
Dr. Pasquale.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's always been super cool to us. Always been super cool. Like he came when we were small and spent a lot of money. And that
he got some good toys.
You know what I mean? But like to a small gun shop at the time when you could have someone come in and just drop coin, it was like, whoa. And that, life altering sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it really helped us, like, like those people helped us grow, like the little, like, not like Dr. Pasquale's, like there'd be.
He likes to help the community around here. So
exactly.
He does a lot of that.
Yeah, but it helped a lot, in different times. So we're
building a school with him, and
how are you to do a spine? I don't understand. Like, so he's a spine doctor, right?
Yes.
And but how does jiu-jitsu and spine doctors like hook up and build schools together?
Half of the building is going to be a jiu-jitsu school. The other half is going to be like a rehab center.
So when you beat Luke up,
he can go right too far.
That's exactly what I needed.
We're in the same business. I break, he fix. We're in business together.
Luke still be doing jiu-jitsu.
I break, he fix. So.
You can call it that. I break, he fix goals.
Yep.
There, so.
One question that I had is with how I feel like in pop culture now, you see BJJ mixing with gun culture a lot, because obviously in like movies and stuff, you see Keanu Reeves put someone in an armbar, then shoot them in the face. But now I'm seeing on just scrolling through the internet, I'm seeing these training sessions where while people are rolling, they'll throw like a toy gun into the mix, and now they're fighting for it. I want to get your opinion on that.
I've seen some of that. They put a knife on the center, and two guys have to rush in, and you have to improvise. You have to go at it. You see, it adds a little more of a realistic. So what works and what doesn't, because a lot of people trains today for not just in jiu-jitsu, but I was just talking about this to the Eddie Gallagher. A lot of people train for point system. Karate, it's not like back in the 80s, the 70s karate, the tough men hit each other. No, now it's a point thing. Tag, I score the point. So when you put a knife or a gun on the middle of the room, we got to fight for it. It changes now. It's what works, what doesn't. So
More practical.
Even it's just a rubber gun. It's like the blue guns or the red guns. So it's still it's not scoring points anymore.
Yeah.
Have you tried that?
No, I haven't tried
No?
that.
Okay.
I haven't tried, but I've seen it. I like it.
It's interesting. You see like people doing it in cars. There's the car jiu-jitsu. There's
Car
the
jiu-jitsu, starting a fight in the car
Oh, yes.
with the seatbelt on.
yeah. That practical stuff, it's very intriguing to me, because it kind of, to me, because with shooting, there's game shooting where it's all competition. You basically take the practicality out of it, where it's all about, again, like you said, scoring points. You're not really trying to be stable anymore. You're building your guns out just for performance, not for real use. And there's always the more practical aspect to it, where you're using the stuff you would actually be using. And I feel like, those training videos kind of remind me of the same thing, where there's the game aspect to it, but then there's also the real world aspect to it, where you have to approach it practically.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep, it changed the game a little bit. So, and now it became so much into point system. So now they're kind of like, okay, go back to practicality, what works and what doesn't.
Omar, he just came back from they had firearms training and then jiu-jitsu training. And they're at like some ranch somewhere, and then Eddie Gallagher and former team guys would train with firearms, and then they'd go train with Royce.
Camp Vertex over in Texas.
Camp Vertex.
Yep.
That'd be crazy, right?
Very.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd go.
Yeah.
Train for a couple hours in the morning with the guns, shooting, and then come back, change, eat something, go train jiu-jitsu for a couple hours, eat lunch, rest, come back again in the afternoon, do some rifle training, come back, train again, train again for a couple hours with jiu-jitsu, and then eat dinner, rest for the night, and next morning start again.
Crazy, right?
Sounds like a great
It was
weekend.
He signed up for that.
Busy schedule, but fun.
Yeah.
Busy but fun.
How many days?
We did 2 days.
2 days? Okay.
2 days. So
Do you have more plans of that?
not this year, no.
Ooh.
Not this year. This year's pretty much shut down already.
No, more plans of that
Of
kind
doing
of
this,
stuff.
yes. Oh yeah. That's probably once a year I'll go over there. I'll go over there, do that.
Why not do it like every month? That's a no-brainer.
I'll talk to them.
No, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Who would want to do that?
And they keep a very small group.
Yeah.
So it gives attention. They got dorms over there, so housing for everybody, food served at the same time for everybody, breakfast, lunch, dinner. But they keep it like small group, so they can give attention
Better teaching.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, control everybody at the same time at the range.
Now, are you ever going to stop? You ever going to stop? No.
Oh
Keep moving? No, you're not going to retire and just fish on the dock?
man, I'm only 20, man.
Exactly. Well, man, we want to thank you for coming and doing our podcast with us.
Thank you.
It was an
Thank you.
honor, and we know you're
Awesome to do the podcast. I'm looking at the guns over here. No, sometimes I lose track. It's like, which one's that one? It's like, oh man, there's another one over there. Which one's that one? It's like, wow, I'm over
It's
here.
pretty cool, right?
It's awesome.
Look, so we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank, and we have to wrap it up and open the store because we're doing this one in the daytime. But we want to thank Royce Gracie for coming in. he just happens to be a member of our community, and we asked him, and he said yes. That's how cool of a person he is. If you are watching this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. Check us out on our other podcast or the social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, guys.
Always.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gracie.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.